Okay, this is going to be a video to kind of walk you through our sustainable scaling system. And what this kind of is it's just a breakdown and almost like a roadmap, step by step, as to what needs to happen and what systems have to be in place in your business to actually be able to convert leads who are coming through the door into the pipeline. Okay. So it's kind of a 4-tier system. And what I'll do is I'll go into each one and break it down one by one as we move along. So as a lead comes into the pipeline, so you've done your outreach, whether it's ads, whether it's email, SMS, whether they come inbound through content, whatever it is, the lead then comes into the system, okay? And there's 3 key aspects of this now. Speed to lead, automation, and you need to give them the ring. What this basically means is speed to lead is as soon as the lead fills out their interest form, replies positively saying they want to find out more information, it's up to you then to get in contact with this lead as quick as possible. The aim is to be contacting them within the first 3 minutes from hearing anything back from them. Anything outside of that 3-minute window, and on average, you can pretty much kiss goodbye to that prospect, okay? So speed to lead. The second one is the automation side of things. Having systems in the back end that as soon as someone shows a level of interest, whether it's an ad, a reply, whatever it is, or even just a DM, having automations in place to be able to respond to that person. So as soon as they come into the pipeline, that an email or a text gets sent out to them saying, thank you for your response. We'll be back in touch ASAP, or we'll be giving you a call soon to kind of learn more, whatever it is. And that's the automation side of things. So that's happening on the back end without you having to do anything. The third thing is calling them. As soon as you get their number and you get their information, give them a ring and qualify them on the phone. This is the best way to really filter out the time wasters and the tire kickers from people who are actually potentially going to become paying customers. A big rule of thumb is never give a quote on the phone. So if they say, how much does this cost? What's the price of your service? You do not say, you never say what your price is over the phone. What you simply do here is you let them know that all the work that you do is bespoke and tailored completely different from partner to partner. So you need to make sure that you have more information about their business before you can even touch on price. Obviously, you've got to keep it ethical. And as long as that is what you are doing and you are tailoring your service, then that's absolutely fine. That's how you can handle that objection. But do not give quotes on the phone, because then it just becomes a race to the bottom, a competition on price, and the lowest price wins. And that's not where you want to be. Okay. What you then want to do is book them onto an intro call or a discovery call, whatever you call it. You'll have different names for it. But then you need to get them booked in onto a call with you over Zoom, whatever it is. You do this by sending a link, obviously, and getting them to book a time in your calendar. And once the call is actually booked, so once you have this scheduled in the diary, there's then 2 different kind of triggers and paths that are unlocked. Content and automation. So the content side of things is having them sending over to the prospect basically VSLs, so short 2, 3, 4, 5-minute video, long video, kind of giving her a summary of what you do, who you are as a service, how you kind of help them. And then the other side of things is like newsletters, blogs, and posting on LinkedIn or whatever it is. Making sure that the prospect is getting multiple touch points between you and them in the time from when they've booked the call to actually the call taking place. The other side of this is in the automations. So you can kind of couple these 2 together. So the VSLs, as soon as they actually book in and confirm that their slot, you should have automations in place where the VSLs are getting sent out along with the confirmation emails, so that your prospects are receiving the information and the value without you having to do anything. Okay. And as well as that, automations, they also allow you to have in place different reminder sequences. So 24-hour reminders, whether it's by email or text message, 1-hour reminders, 2-day reminders, whatever it is. This is really going to increase the chances of your show rate to calls. And the more people who actually show up to your calls, your intro calls, the more people you are going to close and the more money you are going to make. And then as all this has happened, so if you followed every single step up until now and you have all the right systems in place, you then are able in a position to take the intro call or discovery call. What I'll now do is kind of break down more about the ins and outs of the actual intro and discovery call, how to go about it, what to do, and how to make it effective. Okay. What I'll show you now is kind of like the process during the actual intro or discovery call. And again, there's 3 main objectives and 3 main things that you need to keep in mind at all times. The purpose of this call is to build rapport. And you start off this call by just introducing yourself and becoming familiar with the prospect, okay? You need to make sure that you're turning up to the meeting prepared with a base level understanding of who they are, what company they do, what company they are, what kind of service they offer, whatever it is. And then also just introduce yourself. Be human, be normal. Don't be weird, don't be robotic. Introduce yourself and break down any potential barriers that there naturally are when first speaking to someone. Second of all is be professional. Don't keep it too friendly. And I don't mean that just to say go and be rude. But what you need to do is you are there to help them effectively. You need to show genuine care. And you need to be asking the right questions to be able to find out the information that you need to know, okay, to work out if you are actually able to help them. So show genuine care. Ask meaningful questions that you truly care about the answer to, and to give you as much ammo to go on, okay? And that brings me to the third point. Just find out as much as you can. Understand exactly what they are in need of and understand exactly how you can help them. These are the three main objectives of this call. You need to understand who they are as a person. You need to understand what they are kind of missing, and you need to then understand how exactly can you help them and if it's worth taking them further beyond this. So again, you only do all this if you can actually help them, okay? And these are why you ask the specific questions that you ask to know, can I help this person? If you can help them, at the end of the call, what you then do is you book a follow-on call. So this will be something that's 1 or 2 days in the future, and this will be like the final second call to try and get them as a client if they are a good fit and if you can help them. And this will be a scaling call, consultation call, whatever you want to call it. This will be another 30-40 minute call where you kind of present what you do to them and try and get them on as a client. And then what happens after you've booked that is the second call takes place. And in between the booking going in for this second call and the actual second call taking place, what happens is there'll be loads of different automations going on in the background, which I've actually created another video on. And I'll link it in the description of this one as well. And I'll also be on my LinkedIn and whatever. Just go and take a look at that as well, because that breaks down kind of the steps between when this gets booked and actually when the meeting takes place. And what I'll do now is I'll actually show you the process and the breakdown of what the second call needs to look like, okay? So this is when you're actually looking to get them on board as a client, okay? So during the second call, the scaling call, consultation call, sales call, whatever you want to call it, again, it consists of three main pillars, that kind of work their way down, okay? There's many different things to consider. So first of all, I just like to start off by recapping the last time we spoke. Show that you genuinely listen to them, that you genuinely understand what position they are in. Again, this is to build trust. It's to make them felt understood and felt heard. And humans being humans, that's exactly what we want, especially if you're going to part ways with money with this person. Like I said, it just builds more trust and it sets the frame of the meeting. It puts you in that authoritative position. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I know I can help you. Let's get going. Again, the same principle applies in this meeting. Be professional. Don't be too friendly. If you become too friendly, the prospect can actually find it a lot easier to say no and reject you because they feel comfortable with you. So obviously you need to build trust. You need to build rapport. Yes, absolutely. And you don't want to be robotic, but don't get on too friendly vibes with them. You don't want to be all best mates pally, because they'll find it a lot easier to say no to you. And that's just as simple as it is. Still, show genuine care though, and have conviction in what you're offering. If you genuinely can and truly are able to help this person, then your conviction should speak for itself. You should be able to just tell them exactly how you're going to do it. And even if they don't want it, even if it doesn't work for them, you need to know in your heart with 100% truth and conviction that it will work. Okay. And then finally, we always opt for a 2-call close minimum, because in the second call, this is when we like to share with them their kind of like blueprint for success. And what this is it's just a slide deck presentation, but it consists of many different aspects. So you use all of the information that you got from the first call with them, pain points, goals, dreams, aspirations, whatever it is, you take all that data and then you tie in your offer and your service and you break it down step by step, how they can go and achieve the goals that they want to do with or without you, show them the roadmap, and then also show them what's blocking them from doing it and how your solution will get them there. If you're able to showcase all of this concisely, but still in decent detail, with clarity and a clear outcome-focused offer, then honestly, this is going to be a game changer for you, because it's going to really resonate with the prospect. This guy's listened to me. He has the perfect solution. When can we start? Okay, in an ideal world. Again, you only do all this if you can genuinely help them. It has to be kept ethical. You can't just be saying you can help absolutely everyone, being unsure if you can help them or not. You have to be able to help them. And I feel like that is just a standard at this point. Naturally, they're going to come at you with questions, objections. Rather than seeing these as like a barrier and getting all caught up about it and annoyed about it or whatever, just see it as the prospect getting as much information as they can, because that's what they're doing, and that suits you better. The more information that you can give them on this call, the absolute better. Because the last thing you want is to get to the end of the call and the prospect say, that sounds great, I've still got a few questions, can you send over X, Y, and Z slides just so I can take a look at them? Because realistically, you'll never hear from them again. So having this time face to face with them, whether it's via Zoom or in person, however you do it, having this time is a great place for questions. So welcome questions throughout. At the end of every slide of the deck, ask for questions, ask if it made sense. Make sure that they're staying engaged at all aspects if possible. And ultimately, once you've done this, and if they're a good fit, and if you can help them, and if they're happy with the solution, you go ahead and you close the deal and you bring in the Benjamins. However, yes, this won't happen every single time. So there are other options if you get no sale. First things first, always book in a follow-up call. You have to have that next call in place in the calendar to make sure that you're at least going to speak with each other again. Offer a payment plan. If it comes down to price and they really want it but just can't afford it at all, offer a payment plan potentially. This might work with them better. Getting them on board and getting them started is better than them going away. Then provide them with plenty of free value in it in order to nurture them. So if it's a no, but maybe later, or no with genuine reasons, or they're just not ready to buy, then stick them into nurturing campaigns, email sequences, newsletters, blogs, whatever it is, flood them with free value. Give them all the tools they need to go and accomplish what they want to accomplish themselves. And just by doing this, you're still building trust. You're not burning bridges. You're providing free value. Odds are at some point, they will come back and buy from you if the time is right. So that's just kind of a high level overview and a little bit of a deep dive really into exactly the process that you need to have in place, okay, in order to be able to scale up your amount of calls being had, whether it's intro calls, sales calls, increase your client base, and ultimately scale your business and grow revenue, which obviously is very important. If you do want to find out more about how we do this and learn about it in a bit more detail, I'll drop some links in the description below on YouTube, and you can book in a call directly with me and we can kind of see how maybe this could be implemented into your business and work out exactly how you could actually go away and set this up yourself. Feel free to go and find a time that works for you using the links, and also check out the other videos on our page, which obviously as well relate to this video and kind of give a bit more of a deep dive breakdown into each section and what's going on behind the scenes with things like automations, different workflows, marketing systems, whatever it is. Go check out the other videos, and I hope they are of some help to you. But yeah, in the meantime, I will see you all later on.